Hello everybody and welcome back to Joker's Redstone Designs. Today I bring you the fastest zombie XP gold farm in Minecraft Bedrock. So let's take a look. I have a lot of pigmen pouring in pretty fast. We're going to leave these guys in here for a minute. I'll take you up here, I'll show you what's happening up here. We have a really simple clock going on where we have dispensers in flint and steel. Alternatively, you can use fire charges also in this design, but this is force lighting the portals every 6 game ticks, or on average once to twice per second. And it forces lighting them every single time instead of waiting on any random ticks for fire spread. So this design does work with fire spread turned off. As you can hear the clock getting kind of slow, we have a whole lot of pigmen down here. So we're going to leave it running anyway. I'm going to fire up the trident killer here. And these guys are going to die off pretty fast. So while these guys are dying off, we have a 2x3 trident killer design here, which is essentially 2 trident killers in one machine. After they die off here, and it does kill them faster than they are coming in. You get an average of about 100 to 150 pigmen per minute out of this design, with only 2 portals. It does use the flint and steel or the fire charges rather quickly, but I mean that's a small price to pay to have fire spread turned off in your world. So you also get roughly 22,000 gold nuggets per hour out of this farm, or 100,000 XP per hour. In short-term use, you can get about 35 levels in 2 minutes as well. So let's turn these guys off because they are quite a bit loud. You stand here to get your XP out of the machine. So once these guys finish dropping in here, we can show off the trident killer, and then I'll show you guys how to build it. I think that's all we're getting. So we have a door here to open as well. So now as you can see, we have 4 tridents in this machine, and it does utilize all 4 tridents as fast as it's actually killing these pigmen. So to put the tridents in, and grab this trident here, and place 2 tridents over here in this observer. They'll get knocked down to the center of the machine in a moment. Throw 2 tridents at this piston over here. And then if you run the machine for just a moment, you can see the alignment of the tridents. This is where you typically want them to be when you fire the machine up. So you can take a look inside. You see how we have 2 tridents aligned with that edge of the block, 2 tridents aligned with this edge of the block. I'll run that for a second longer. They'll finish straightening it out nice and even. You will on occasion have to reset the tridents after you get a number of pigmen coming in. Some of the tridents have a tendency to shift to the center of the farm. So it's simple as just go in and reset the tridents. They will kill the pigmen in the meantime, so you don't have to worry about going in when you have a trident killer full of pigmen. So up here we have a very simple clock. It's just on and off. We have a piston with a redstone block and the 2 repeaters. See, the 2 repeaters are your clock that runs the farm. This observer notices when you turn the piston on, and it fires this block in the back here, which fires this dust to start the 2 water bucket dispensers. Then we have this repeater powers this block to run the clock, but on this side we run it up here. We send it into a piston because it will not power that dispenser. We have it fire a torch and a block. Then the block will fire the 2 flint and steel dispensers, thus allowing the portals to be lit every 6 game ticks. So let's get started and build it for you. We're going to start with a chest and some hoppers. So we're going to build the containment area for the minecart. So we're going to build this out by 2. We're going to momentarily put one here. And we're going to build this one out by 2 as well. And then we're going to close this in, so you're essentially going to have a 4x5 area. Put these here. Now these 2 blocks here will get broken out. We'll have a sticky piston that's going to go just down here. Temporary block. So this piston's going to face up. Place that there. We'll come around. We'll put this one here. We'll have our observers facing here, so it watches the piston turn on to start the clock. Put that block there. Now our repeaters are going to go over here. I'll leave that one on 1 tick. Put the next repeater here. This repeater is going to be on 2 ticks. Only this repeater in this clock is on 2 ticks. Next we'll come back this way. We'll place this one here. Actually, we'll place it here. And place this one here. So next we'll put our blocks around in here. So some of these are going to have dust behind them as well. And place the dust here, place the dust here. No, I'm sorry, this is going to be a block here. And then we'll place the dust here. That one's good there. This is actually going to go here, this block will go here. And this dust goes here. So next we're going to grab a lever and a lamp. These blocks here. And place this one here. We'll place the lamp up a block. Forgive me misplacing the blocks there. We'll put the dust underneath. And lastly, we'll put the lever on top. So this will start your clock. And it will also shut down your clock when you're done. And you see we're all traveling all the way around. Fire this up, turn the lever off, all your pistons will shut down. Now for the pistons, this is very similar to a standard trident killer as they go around in a circle. The part that we're missing here is the extra pistons on either side of these. This is where we just fire these pistons with an observer watching these pistons. And once again, we'll place these blocks and we'll fire it up to test it. Now you can see we get a nice rotation out of them. The observer is just powering this piston just to keep the pigment out of the corners. And that would be that. So now we can build the rest of our floor up here and get our minecart in. So to get a proper alignment on the minecart, what I'd like to do here is we'll just take a glass pane out for a moment. Let's put this here, get this out, this out. We'll jump over, get minecart and a rail. So we're going to place our glass pane back there. We can place our rail right here. Place the minecart. Now go in and push the minecart against the glass pane and then come back and break out the rail. Now to help get XP out of this farm, I don't typically like to do glitches in my farms, but it does seem to help. So we place some glass here. We get down here, we place a piston. We'll get a lever. Do both pistons together at the same time. It's going to help your minecart from jumping around while you do it. So very quickly, we just fire the pistons. That will seal the minecart in the glass blocks. We can break the pistons out. And here's your floor in place. Now your minecart is now encased in glass and won't go anywhere. Now, as I said, I don't typically like to glitch the minecarts into the blocks, but in this case, it does help the XP from getting caught in the hoppers. And by standing right here, you get it out faster. So we'll close up the rest of the chamber here, and then we'll build up the drop tube and the water streams at the top. We can close up these two sides. We can close up, this will get sticky pistons for the door. It's a very simple piston door. It could have used an iron door somewhere along the lines in here. I think the piston door, is a bit more solid than a regular door. So both of your pistons are going to face this way. I have block here. We get this lever, place this here, and we'll put a dust on top of this. So that is your door now done. Meantime, we're going to open that back up. We're going to go up 18 blocks from this floor, so the pistons are 1, and we go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. On this 18th block here, we're going to bring this around. And this will be where they drop in on this wall. So we'll build this up also. For your water streams, I try to stay with just a one level design. Right, this is the 18th block. We're going to swap that out for stairs. And the reason I like to use stairs is as they travel off the edge of the block, they kind of fall with the water stream and they hold on to the stairs a little bit less. They still get stuck sometimes, but a whole lot less than usual. So we're going to go 3 across, and we're going to 2 blocks over again. So we have a 2 block wide drop chamber, and you'll get 3 more stairs here. Now I'm going to fill in the rest of this glass, and we'll be right back. Okay, now we've got all our glass in. We want to come back down the bottom and just put 2 up in each of the corners here. That'll help prevent any pigment that may get pushed through the blocks. I haven't had any problems with this in this design, but lag, we'll just be on the safe side. So now at the top you have your stairs here. You want to of course put a block on either side of the stairs here, and here, and then from either side, take your pick. You're going to have a long side and you're going to have a short side. I chose to do the clock and everything on the long side, so we'll build that up first. We're going to go past this block by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next we're going to put in our prismarine wall and our stairs. And this is the design that helps them not get stuck in the water streams as easily. So you want to place your wall 1 block down and not break your glass. We'll come over here, we'll do stand on the wall, and you can place your stair, not on the wall, but behind it. Apparently it won't let me place it that way. So we're going to come down here, we're going to place our stair block facing this way on the back of the wall. And then we're going to go back by another 5 after that stair block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that will be the wall at the end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we can place that block on top there. For the opposite side, you want to have 1, 2, 3 glass. We'll go out with our stair block by 2. We'll come underneath. We'll just place these here so we can place the walls inside. And come over here, we'll grab this wall as well. Place this one here, break our temporary blocks, and again, we want our stairs just behind the wall, 1 block up. And then we want to go back by another 5 as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that will be your other wall. Now I'm going to fill in the rest of this floor because it will be 3 wide, and I will be right back. Alright, so now we have our floor in place. As you can see, the stairs and the wall is 3 wide, plus we have the edges out here. So pigment spawn on the south or east sides of the farm. This farm is oriented in the east side, being the back side. So we're going to build our kill chambers according to that. And if anybody is curious, an easy way to check which direction you're going is if you look at the coordinates at the top left of my screen, you can see when I travel in this direction, the X number goes up. That means that this is east. Alternatively, if you travel this way, your X number goes down, that's west. Same thing if we stand on this side. So now that we know this is east, this is west, when we travel north, our Z number will also go down or further negative. And that means that that is north. That is the easiest way to orient your farm. So we're going to build these walls up just like on this one here. So our walls are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we do 6 blocks up so that the pigmen don't have the chance to jump outside the farm when they're dropping. So I'm going to run these walls and we'll be right back. So we have our 6 glass up this wall, and on this front wall we have 2 glass up, because this is where we're going to start our portals. So portals are going to be 23 by 23. So we can run this across. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. And of course the same thing up. We count this block here, so this will be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Counting with jokers, fun stuff. So the back portal here will go one block up, just because of the way I have the dispensers and water buckets set up. So we're only going to step back by one block here. We can come over a temporary block, and then you come up, and that will be the corner of your next portal. So I want to finish off these portals, and we'll be right back. Okay, now we have our portals in place. Let's start building some redstone back here. We're going to start with, I like to use quartz because I can see the redstone on it easier. It's not necessary for you guys to use quartz if you don't want, but from this corner we'll come out by 3. Knock out that center one as it's just a temporary block. To place blocks directionally, get an observer in here, place it facing that way. Next we'll move on to a sticky piston, if I can find said sticky piston. Underneath of this block here, we'll come down. It's very similar to the trident killer design to start the clocks. Place your piston facing up. Next we're going to put a glass here next to here, a glass here. We're going to go a glass here. We'll go up a block, put a glass here. We'll leave that momentarily as we get the redstone in. So you want this repeater facing right into the corner of the portal. And we're going to come opposite the triangle in the observer here, facing that direction. Now we'll move over to placing some redstone right here. We're going to place some redstone right here. Next we'll grab our dispensers. Now the dispensers, of course, you want facing this way here into this portal. You come one block up, facing this way here. We're going to place another piece of obsidian right on top of that dispenser here. And we're going to grab another piston. Doesn't necessarily need to be a sticky piston, but it just needs to be a piston, as this one's not going to move, but this one's going to be part of the clock. Place this up here. Now we can place our dispensers in. You're going to place one dispenser facing this way. The direction of these doesn't matter much. We'll place another one on top, just as a temporary, and place this one here. You can use a dirt or something for a temporary block. Now we're going to get our redstone torch. Place this right on the piston, and then we're going to grab that quartz block again and place that right above the torch. At this point here you can place your water buckets in, and we'll grab 2 water buckets right out of here. Place this water bucket in here, another one on the other side. Now we'll finish off this clock circuit. So now we're going to bring right here above this one, and we go up one more, so it's a small little staircase from the other side of this block. Bring your dust up and around, right up to the side of the piston. Now we have our water buckets in. We're going to modify this one just a bit, as I found that zombies have a tendency to come out of this side. I don't know if they try to spawn here and then wind up in the portal, but we're just going to build a little catch for them here so they don't wind up down there trying to eat your face. So you want to come out, just punch a hole right underneath the dispenser, come out by 2 blocks, and we're just going to build up a small little tube just to catch those zombies. Build this up, and we would go an extra block up around it just so they don't jump out as well. Now using these 2, we're going to block this side just for the same reason as if a zombie winds up in the portal. Again, you don't want them down there trying to eat your face. This one only needs to be 2 blocks high. Around this side as well, we have these dispensers here. That wall should be high enough, but just to be on the safe side, because it is bedrock, we're going to go an extra one out and cap off the wall right here as well. And that should cover all the zombies there. So at this point you can get your hopper and your box of flint and steel. And it doesn't necessarily need to be a shulker box. I just do it for testing and building the machine. You can place one here. If you want to use fire charges, which all have farmable materials, instead of trying to mine all of that flint, to use the fire charges, they get consumed faster than flint and steel. So you would want to place extra hoppers on the side of each dispenser to use the fire charges. In addition to that, to use fire charges, you also need to block the area, or unless you have fire charges shooting out in your world. Not something anybody really wants. So again, we'll come out 2 blocks here. I did the test showing you with flint and steel over here, so in this case we'll just grab this box of fire charges, place that here, and we can fill this up with fire charges to demonstrate that working as well. That's done there, so now we're going to come down here and we're going to do our water streams. So what I would recommend is you're going to be using quite a few buckets of water in here. In the meantime, I would say first block this very end here, and then we'll grab our water bucket and we'll create an infinite source as we walk back and forth across the farm. So we'll put this one here, and that's going to create your infinite source there in the center. So we can come over here and we're going to waterlog each of these stairs. Not these stairs here for the drop, but we're going to waterlog these stairs here. And we're going to start placing some of our signs in here, and we're also going to use buttons as well. I like to use signs because the stream is 3 blocks wide and you can't place a button in the air. Directly over your wall on the glass block or on the side, we're going to place our signs here. We're going to do over the hole here, we're going to place the same thing. So we're going to place 6 signs here. Come over to this side. And lastly, we'll come over to these here, directly over the wall again. We're going to place 3 more signs, not there. Also, we're going to take our stone button here. Doesn't need to be stone, it could be anything you like. We're going to place 1 on each underneath of these stairs. And lastly, we'll come back and we'll finish off the water streams for the rest of the farm. We'll come down to this end, place water, water, water. They should flow right out over the stair but stop against the sign, and then we're going to place 3 more waters right behind these signs, and they will flow right to the edge of those stairs. And we're going to do the same thing here. We'll place these 3 here, and your water sources are done. So I'm sorry, we have one last water to place back here, and then we can expose our water source. So as you can see, if we ride in this as we go along the stream, we're going to wind up getting popped up right onto the top of the block. I wasn't touching the controls there. As you can see, it pushes me right to the end and into the trident killer. Broken out your water streams here, and we've ridden down inside here. There are a few more buttons we need to place as well. We're going to come up here just on either side of this dispenser. You can place a button on either side. Come down 1 block and just place your button right here. This will help catch the water coming out of the dispenser so it doesn't fill up your water streams. Same thing with the one back here as well. If I can get in there, of course. We'll go right inside here. This has the glass on either side, so you just want to come out by the 1 block and just place a button right underneath. Now at this point you want to go around and make sure you filled in all your walls to contain all your pigmen, as I have in here. Pigmen are pretty mean when you're killing them with tridents. I might have the walls a little higher than they need to be, but it's better safe than dead. Alright, this is all set here, so now we're going to come down here and we're going to build up the torch tower. That's going to allow us to turn this on. So I like to place a lamp here just to see when it's on and off, and then every other block you're going to place these, and in between you're going to wind up placing your torches. So we'll put the last block right underneath that stair, and we're going to get a redstone torch, which I do apologize for spending too many times in menus looking for things, as I have a hard time seeing. We're going to start pillaring up with these. Now I know this may look easy and creative, but scaffolding is your best friend in survival. We have this built up here, so we're going to pull a line right from this torch and pull this straight on across to the clock. So now we're out here by the clock. We're going to place our redstone dust across that line. right down to the end. And we're going to finish up the end with a solid block. Place the solid block here. No, my apologies. We're going to go one extra block out, and then I'm going to place our solid block here. Bring your redstone dust right up to the block. I'm going to place a temporary block and go up again. And lastly, we're going to put a redstone torch here. If I can find it in the menu again, I'm just going to grab this one here. So our dust is currently on, we could see. So when we place this last block in here, this torch will be off. We can place a dust here next to the piston. Now your clock is all set. If you turn this on, you're going to start having pigment come out. So you want to ensure that you're ready for that. Place a lever here. On here, we're not going to turn it on just yet because we have to come back in here and place our tridents. So as I said before, we're going to put 2 tridents here, 2 tridents here, and then we can close it up. Now it's not absolutely necessary, but I do prefer having bottom slabs here. Again, with the off chance that a pigman would actually come out, even say a baby pigman, the slabs will catch them inside the little corners here if for whatever reason they got out. Lag spikes, things can happen. We run this here, right on across, and your farm should be all set. So we can do a test fire, turn it on. Now you can hear, instead of the clicking from all the flint and steel, you can actually hear the whoosh of the fire charges. Now as I said, if you don't place this glass block here, your fire charges are going to wind up out there somewhere. You see we're getting an awful lot of pigment coming out. We'll come down here, test out the trident killer, and you can see it pretty much put them in puree setting like a food processor. And this will outpace the pigmen that are coming in, even though there is quite a bit of them. So, and as always, feel free to ask about anything you might have seen in the world. Lastly, we're going to travel just a bit away to show you that this farm will actually stay running or not break if you leave the loaded area. As this is a realm and has a 4-chunk sim distance, we're going to fly out here momentarily until we can unrender that farm. We're going to come right back in, and it should still be running and producing pigment. Here we're coming right back here. As you can hear, the farm is still running. Both portals are lighting. We can turn off the farm here. As the clock I showed you here with this observer pointing into this block, it will also always turn your portals off, so you don't have to worry about having max size portals lit in your world, being a bit more lag friendly. We collect up all our XP. Just in that short time, these are the drops that we've gotten. Alright, well, thanks for watching everybody. Take care.